Now, I really enjoyed the Ahsoka series when it came out, season one. And now, apparently, in 2025, they're supposed to be recording a season two. But there's an article that states that are they going to say goodbye in season two if they even film it? I mean, they left us with this huge cliffhanger on season one. You know, Ezra Bridger made it back to the other galaxy along with Grand Admiral Thrawn and left Ahsoka and Sabine in the other galaxy. So, and then what about the Mortis gods and what's up with that? It just there's a lot of things to unpack in this series. I know a lot of us were upset with how blah the last episode was. We were wanting a lot of like reveals and excitement and things like that, and it didn't pack in that much. Not that it was bad. It just seemed like another series and not like a an ending that would be a cliffhanger that would make you want to hang on. But saying that, I do want to see season two. And I know that a lot of people that watched the Rebels and were really interested in and invested in the Rebels are loving this series. And I just saw Ahsoka in the Clone Wars animated series, and that's where I see her from. But to me, I missed out on a lot because, and I'm trying to catch up to that because there's a lot of stuff that my friend keeps talking about that Ahsoka did and Sabine and the little um, robot that looks like R5D4, but it's not. And he's got a bad mouth on him. He talks about this series a lot, and he loves these characters. And I'm not as invested because I haven't seen the Star Wars Rebels yet, and I need to watch that. But I don't want the series to end. I think they have a lot of stuff that they could do, and there's tons of bad things that they can fight against. Not only Grand Admiral Thrawn, but the witches of Dathomir, and they could hang out with the Mandalorian and Grogu. You know, who knows? It's a big thing when you talk about Ahsoka because a lot of people love her from the Clone Wars and Rebels. You know, and I think my friend and a lot of people who, like I said, were invested in Rebels would be very disappointed if this does end after season two with no resolution. I want to read this article with you and see what you think, and I will tell you what I think. So let me pull it up. All right, it says Star Wars is saying goodbye to Ahsoka with season two conclusion plans. And that's the report. Is Lucasfilm already planning the conclusion of Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka on Disney Plus? And that's a shame because, usually when you have a good series, it lasts 5 seasons. And this hasn't even come out of the block of season one yet. I mean, it just finished season one. Disney Plus is designing season two of Ahsoka to say goodbye to Rosario Dawson's Star Wars story in the event of a series cancellation. Well, I guess they're thinking that since they're pulling back all of their funding for the TV shows, that this might get canceled. The first season of Ahsoka ended on a cliffhanger with Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren stranded on Peridea, while Thrawn and Ezra Bridger successfully returned to the galaxy. On January 2024, Star Wars announced Season 2 was in development, but a new report suggests it might be the last. Is Star Wars planning to cancel Ahsoka? There she is. Ahsoka Disney Plus story may be wrapping up sooner than expected. According to scooper Daniel Reitman, Lucasfilm is planning a fitting conclusion for Ahsoka Season 2 in case it isn't renewed for a third season. If so, Star Wars fans should expect answers and reunions in the Season 2 finale instead of further cliffhangers and suspense. Still, it's important to note that Star Wars hasn't canceled Ahsoka yet, as a Season 3 is possible, but what this uncertainty says about the continued future of the Disney Plus Mandoverse and the studio's confidence in Ahsoka is unknown. When will Ahsoka Season 2 release on Disney Plus? Previously, Reitman reported Season 2 was set to begin shooting in April of 2025, and likely after production wraps up on The Mandalorian and Grogu. If this is still true, Ahsoka Season 2 is projected to release on Disney Plus sometime in summer of 2026 if production follows the same timeline as Season 1. Good Lord, that's a long way away. However, the Ahsoka cast is expected to appear in The Mandalorian and Grogu. If the film releases before Ahsoka Season 2, the sophomore season storyline is a mystery and could be more of a continuation of the crossover Mandoverse film than Season 1's storyline. Perhaps the most glaring question heading into Season 2 is how Ahsoka's Baylan Skoll returns without late actor Ray Stevenson. Hopefully fans will get an answer and an idea of what to expect at Star Wars Celebration 2025. All right, so there you go. They did not cancel Season 2, but it hasn't started yet. It's supposed to start in April of 2025, and that's January, February, March, April. That's 5 months away, almost half a year. And then it's supposed to come out in summer of 2026. That's a long time away. Usually when they do these TV series, not as technical as these, usually they keep filming during the off season instead of taking this huge year and a half breaks. And it's maybe they didn't write it up, or they didn't know that they're going to do a Season 2. How could they not? They have a huge cliffhanger. Maybe they're just getting the green light from Lucasfilm. I think that's it kind of shoots them in the foot when you have to wait all that time for Lucasfilm to finally say, well, yeah, I guess so. Go ahead and shoot it, and we'll put it out in 2 or 3 years. A lot of the people kind of their fire for the show kind of loses it, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Lucasfilm is holding back so long. So Ahsoka, I liked it. Like I said before, there's other people who are more fanatical than I am about Ahsoka and Rebels and all the figures that are shown. I think that Dave Filoni, this is his baby, and he's going to push it and push it and push it, and he's going to somehow mesh it with the Mandalorian and Grogu somehow and bring it into the Mandoverse, because those are both his babies, and he wants this to be part of Star Wars really bad, which it's already part of Star Wars, but he wants it to be more prevalent as Star Wars. When you think of Star Wars, you think of Ahsoka and the Mandalorian and those things. My only issue is if they're pushing this so much, how's that going to affect the Rey movies when they come out, or the Rey movie? And then, Simon Kinberg has got the green light to write the next 3 episodes for Star Wars. So is Dave Filoni going to do movies that are one-offs, like the Mandalorian and Grogu, and then maybe do an Ahsoka movie, and just these single shot movies, like how the Solo movie is, or Rogue One. I like those. So we'll see what happens. I sure hope they don't cancel it. For my sake and for my friend's sake, he will be utterly upset. And you know who I'm talking about, Michael. But I saw this and wanted to bring it to your attention. And so for some upcoming things, if you see in the background, you can see all my figures, my action figures. I have about 4 or 5 others that I have not put out yet, and I was going to make some videos for those, pull them out of the box and put them in, certain poses, so you don't have to, so you can keep yours pristine in the box. Me, I like to see mine out It gives me joy. I went to Hallmark and I got this super cool Star Wars ornament, and I'm going to show it on a video coming up. So keep tuned and hit that bell notification so you'll know when they come out. And if you like my content, hit that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you have not heard, there were some scenes that were cut from the Phantom Menace, and they totally remade the Phantom Menace. And if you'd like to watch it, I did a video on it, and it's right here. And what's it about? I don't know. You'll have to see the video. Go check it out. It's really cool. I appreciate it. And remember, the Force will be with you always.